Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. You'll forgive me a little shop dickery on account of the wife tells me I'm starting to look like one of them long-haired friends of Jesus. I got to get my hair cut, but the last time she cut my hair, holy bloody murder, hell, pulled all, hurt, I tells you, on account of these getting dull. Now you say to yourself, why don't you just go to the barber? What for getting a haircut like a normal person? Well, son of a diddly, it's $30 here. $30 times 12 times a year. That's $360. When you get your wife to be your coiffeurs, you pull the old bull moose routine, you know what I'm saying? You only need to give her the tip about once a year. Now, second wise, and I've done sprung this trap on myself, I says to the missus, let's buy a good one. You know, because you're cutting my hair, you should have a good tool. Besides that, I don't like the disposable stuff. It's a character flaw of mine. I start to like my objects, especially tools. I grow a sentimental attachment. I know it doesn't make sense. But in this day and age, it's hard to find things that are actually worth keeping and fixing. So when you see something you like, I go ahead and spend a little extra money, and then hopefully down the road, I can go ahead and fix it. Well, son of a diddly, now we're down the road and I have to fix it. Now this is an oddball piece of gear here. How are you going to fix that? The way it cuts the hair, of course, is it vibrates back and forth and the hair goes in there and gets lopped off. How are you going to sharpen in there? Focus, you fuck, thank you. You can see it hasn't been lapped. It's just been ground. So that's a good thing. And these are the cutting faces here. So I think if we just hand lap these down or hand grind them down, just on this face, we won't have to worry at all about the rake face. No doubt the astute amongst you have noticed. Cheapo IKEA glass there. Now we'll put some wet sandpaper, 2000 grit. Now I do this in a figure 8. Why? I'm not quite sure. It's just the way I was learned. But I think it helps not get... You don't hit the same spot twice, so you don't get any big gouges in case there's something in there. It's maybe easier to keep it perfectly flat if you're doing a figure 8, because if you're going around and around, I don't know. Learned inertia. Oh, my nail caught. Ferritic stainless steel on account of how magnetic it is. Of course, glass is pretty flat, but for machinists it's not quite flat enough. For these intents and purposes, good enough for the girls I go out with. And I don't feel like that is rough enough, so we're going to go way down to 600. Oh yeah, can feel the bite there now. Now that is taking off a fair bit of material. There are the cuttings there. An interesting thing I'm noticing here, which I never thought about before, is that the tiny little particles are actually floating on the water. Now, obviously the density of the particle is heavier than water, but what's happening is they use this flotation, that's what they call it, flotation, in order to separate minerals in mining. What it is the particle actually develops a charge. The metallic particle has a charge on it. And if it hits the surface tension of the water, it gets plunked out of the water. So it floats on top of the water. This is the same process that they use to separate minerals from their gangue, from their ore. Smell, you can see, floating right on top of the water. Look at that. Better than Factoria. That's going to cut like a hot damn. That'll likely be the cock for Dolly. At least a reasonable stand-in. I'll just test her out on my silken gossamer drumhead hair. Oh yeah. Perfect. Right on. There we go. 360 Kanakistan Kopecks right into your beer fund. Thanks for watching. Keep your dick in a vice.